What is up, you guys? Sesma coming at you here with the deck profile on my Cyber Dragon. Now, this is my favorite deck to play of all time. This is my heart and soul. I've been playing this deck ever since I started playing last year. I originally started with Blue Eyes, didn't really like it, so I switched over to Cyber Dragon, which was even though I didn't watch GX, it was my favorite. I just like the design of the Cyber Dragon. I like what the deck can do. I like the effects that Infinity has. You know, all the potential this deck has to OTK. This is overall like my heart and soul. I've played this deck ever since I started playing. I just love the Cyber Dragon archetype. Hopefully it gets a Link monster. Hopefully it just gets more support. But overall, let's just get into it. I'm gonna explain like how well this deck is done. I'm gonna explain my card choices, why I play the cards I play. You know, and feel free to change any of these cards to your liking. Just use my deck build as a guide to what you want to play. Play what you feel comfortable with. So without further ado, let's get in. I like to play 2 Cyber Dragons because this deck you don't want to draw multiples in your opening hand. This is a go second deck, so you don't want to you want to have as many resources as you can. So you just want to draw 2. You just want to, at most you want to draw 2, maybe just 1. So if you open with 1 going second, which you always want to do, I emphasize that, go second with his deck. I built it to go second. I just want to at least open with 1. If I don't, that's fine. I have other ways to play around it. So 2 Cyber Dragon. The most important card on the deck is obviously Cyber Dragon Core, if you guys have played it, because it searches your Cyber Repair Plant, and Cyber Repair Plant, I'll go into it later, has 2 effects. What the effect you're mainly going to be using is, if you have a Cyber Dragon in the grave, you get to add a light machine type monster from your deck to your hand, which can be a number of monsters that you guys will see later. And one of the most important things is that if you have no monsters and this is in the grave, you could banish it and special summon a Cyber Dragon if your opponent controls a monster, which, let's face it, since you're going second, obviously your opponent will control a monster, which is the reason I don't want to play more than 2 Cyber Dragons. So 3 Cyber Dragon Core. 2 Cyber Dragon Dry, because even though I just mainly want him for the contact views, he's pretty strong, 1800, plus he becomes Cyber Dragon and you can banish him. And well, if he's banished, he can pretty much provide protection for a Cyber Dragon, which most of the times people who play Cyber Dragon don't really use that effect because nobody plays Cyber Network. So 2 Cyber Dragon Core, 2 Cyber Dragon Dry, and I just like him because he becomes Cyber Dragon mainly for his contact views plays. We'll get into that later. So Cyber Dragon Dry, just 2. 1 Kernamali Golden Jet, because he's basically a Cyber Dragon Dry, except he's not called Cyber Dragon Dry. He just becomes basically a level 5. He's a machine and he's light, so he's searchable. So one of those. Plus you can only activate Cyber Dragon Dry's effect once per turn, so you guys will see later why. Triple Galaxy Soldier, you know, I'm really happy with the reprint, but I stick to the secret rare. I had him for such a long time and I like it better and like it more in my personal opinion. But what he does is you discard a light monster from your hand and you get to special summon him. He is a level 5 and he is a machine, so he benefits from the Cyber Dragon Infinity. So he benefits from making Cyber Dragon Infinity. Sometimes what I do is I'll discard a Cyber Dragon, so special summon him, search another one. You play mainly light, so you'll most likely have another target. So I'll make another one. You could make Nova detach, bring the Cyber Dragon or Cyber Dragon Core, any of the Cyber Dragons that you used to make the original one, and go off for Infinity, and then have a Cyber Dragon back, and then, you know, maybe just go on from there. But Triple Galaxy Soldier, really important in this deck. I wouldn't see myself playing this deck or this style of play without Galaxy Soldier, because I originally played the Synchron, the quick draw Synchron, because I you know, with he's a level 5 machine, and any of the Cyber Dragons will dry, or Cyber Dragon you can make Zolkin and then set 1 phase down and make Crystal Wing, but that's no longer possible thanks to Link summoning. So next I like to play the Symphonic engine, which is triple guitar and 1 mic. Keep in mind that all of these are machine. Unfortunately, they're win. If they were light, this would actually be so beneficial to the Cyber Dragons. But what you basically do is you set scale with guitar, you discard 1, and you special summon a mic from your deck. So it's basically, since it's a machine, you can make Nova. You can do, there's a lot of things with it, and it gives you an additional normal summon. So it's basically like Brilliant Fusion, just not as good. But, you know, Brilliant Fusion is a good card. It is a good engine. The Brilliant Fusion engine is a good engine, but for this Cyber Dragon, for Cyber Dragons, I feel that this is a little bit better because they are machines and the Mike is a level 5. Plus, you can you can use him Brilliant Fusion. What I don't like about this deck is that there will be spells. So after that first Garnet is gone, they're useless. And maybe you could set these, or you could use them for other things. So triple guitar and one mic. Let me know what you guys think about that. About this engine over the Brilliant Fusion engine, but for this deck, not for any deck, because the Brilliant Fusion does help other decks. Next, I like to play this small Kaiju lineup, which is 2 Jizukiru, 1 Gamma Seal, and 1 Dogoron. What I usually like to do with Jizukiru is just basically give him to my opponent. I'll most likely have a Cyber Dragon. I'll contact these with it, get myself a Chimera Tech Fortress, and that'll be like a boss removal or spot removal. Or what I'll also do is, if I have Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, I'll give my opponent Jizukiru and I'll give myself the Dogoron. So I'll just contact views play, which most do a contact views with Jizukiru on any of the Cyber Dragons that I have, which most of the times I'm telling you guys you will open them, and basically make a Chimera Tech and with the Dogoron, so that's 55 damage. If your opponent has nothing else, which keep in mind they probably will. So 2 Jizukiru, Gamma Seal, and Dogoron. I'd play another Jizukiru, but I just find myself, if I give it to them, I'll basically give myself one, and we're basically, at a standstill. So 2 Jizukiru, 1 Gamma Seal, and 1 Dogoron. Next, for the hand traps, I like to play 2 Veiler, and 2 Ghost Ogre, and 1 Maxi. The reason I like to play 2 Ghost Ogres is for the reason that it can mess with pendulums. It can not necessarily screw over 2 Dracos, but Ghost Ogre is a really powerful card. It basically it can do a lot. Ghost Ogre is a really powerful card. It can just target any card that's already on the field, and once it's activated its effect, you can discard it and destroy it. It won't negate its effect, but it does do good work. So that Fake Veiler, because I feel it's very underestimated. I feel it negates the monster's effects, and it states that if a monster has multiple effects, it does negate multiple effects. Like, I've saved myself from Utopia the Lightning, not while he's attacking, but once he was summoned, you can Veiler him, and basically he's just sitting there at 25. Next turn, you can try to get around him. But Veiler I think is very underestimated. I think people should play it more often. And besides, they're these 4 lights, so they're Galaxy Soldier targets, and they just work well with the deck. Double Cyber Repair Plant. I don't play 3 because if you open with it going second, you don't want to see more than 1 or 2. So what this basically does is it repairs, or it repairs your Cyber Dragons from the grave. If you have a Cyber Dragon in the grave, you can get 1 from your deck and add it to your hand. Or if you have multiples, which if you have 3 Cyber Dragons, you get to pretty much get 1 Light Machine type monster from your deck, which is the first effect. Get 1 Light Machine type monster from your deck, add it to your hand. Second effect, you get to send this Light Machine type monster from your graveyard and put it back in your deck. You can do that in any order you please. For example, you can put Jizukiru in your deck and then search Jizukiru, add them to hand, and then continue with that. So I just like to play 2. 2's pretty good. Plus, it's searchable with Cyber Dragon Core. So most of the times you are summoning Core and getting that if it isn't interrupted. Next, 2 Instant Fusions. Don't play 3 because, again, don't want to see it an opening hand. We don't want to see more than 1 opening hand, and it's only a once per turn, so pretty useless at 3. I think 2 is a good ratio. You have to give up 1,000. You special summon a fusion monster with that's level 5 or lower, so it can be Panzer Dragon or Thousand Eyes Restrict, which I really like because of the new Chimera Tech Mega Fleet. I'll explain that later. But 2 Instant Fusion. Double Twin Twister because you're trying to do as much damage as you can going second, and this deck absolutely hates back row. I hate back row. I hate strikes. I hate quakings. I hate stormings. I hate everything that people are playing nowadays. So 2 Twin Twisters. Plus, it's beneficial in this deck because you'll be discarding monsters. So if you do discard a Cyber Dragon, it livens Cyber Repair Plant. So it's beneficial for this. 1 Foolish Burial. I wish I could play more, but it's fine at 1. It's good at 1. So what you would do if you use this opening hand or late in the duel, if you don't have a Cyber Dragon Core in your grave, if you're going first, you'd play it, send Cyber Dragon Core to the grave. If your opponent has a monster on the field, which most of the times you will, you'll banish Cyber Dragon Core, special summon a Cyber Dragon from deck, and just continue from there. But I just play it at 1, and it's a good 1 card, Cyber Dragon going second. If you didn't draw on Cyber Dragon. Next, the 1-ofs. I like to play 1 Limiter Removal, 1 Power Bond, 1 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, and 1 Regeki. pretty much board wipes. This is a good and bad cards because if you see it early and you have ways of searching the Cyber Dragon, you can go into Rampage, send light machines from your deck to the grave, and he pretty much has 3 attacks at 42, so it's pretty strong. Limited removal because it doubles the attack of all face-up machines. Unfortunately, they get destroyed at the end, but sometimes this is enough just to OTK or to defend yourself or to get over a monster that was giving you problems. Like I've got over Chaos Max with the Cyber Dragon once he attacked. Limited removal, my Cyber Dragon beat over Chaos Max, so that was pretty cool. Regeki board wipes. Board wipes are important. Power Bond, I just like playing it because of the nostalgia it has with the deck. If I'd play multiples, I'd try to put in more Cyber Dragons, but I just like how combo oriented the deck is. So pretty much the one-ofs. For like a small draw engine, which isn't really a draw engine, I like to play Pot of Desires and 1-up Star Goblin. The reason is because I don't want to see more than one again, because you can only use once per turn. Unfortunately, it is a pretty risky card to use if you don't have any ways to search things first. But I'd recommend before playing this, try to search out as much as you can. If you have a way to make Cyber Repair Plant live, do that and then activate this. Getting Ash Blossom kind of sucks with it because you waste a lot of resources and you don't get the 2 cards, but it's a good card to play. Opening it can really extend your plays, and it can give you more options on what to play and how to play. So 2 Pot of Desires and 1 Upstart. Two Solemn Strikes and 1 Solemn Warning, pretty much the Solemn Brigade, special summons and monster effects and summons. So that's pretty much that. I have a quick question for you guys, quick homework. So I was playing a Blue Eyes player. He summons Maiden, right? And he activates Sage's effect to discard, target Maiden, destroy. And the basic combo with that is, since you destroyed Maiden, since she was targeted, her effect goes off and Sage's effect goes off, which special summons 2 Blue Eyes, right, to the field. What I was saying is that I can strike the Sage to stop the effect from happening, because it's happening with Solemn Strike, and you wouldn't get the 2 Blue Eyes, and his effect, and my opponent's argument was, oh, I already discarded it, that was the cost, and I'm like, oh, I'm negating the effect. So let me know what you guys think about that. I was pretty much stopping Sage's effect with this. I don't know, because basically it's kind of like a hand trap, but he targets Maiden gets destroyed, and Sage's effect goes off. And if you negate it with Sage, if you negate Sage's effect with this, you could it basically stops that from happening. So let me know what you guys think about Solemn Strike and the Sage incident that I have. So let me know about that. That's quick homework for you guys. Next, let's move on to the extra deck. Essentially, you have to play the Zane token. You can't play Cyber Dragon if you don't have the Zane token. So 1 Zane token. Just kidding, guys. You don't need to play the Zane token. Proxy Dragon, because if for spot removal for some crazy reason you need to get rid of your opponent's extra monster zone, and you can make him and have a Cyber Dragon on the field, which sometimes it can happen. Make Proxy and then double contact fuse with the 2 monsters in the extra monster zone, which has happened before. So I just play it at 1. The extra deck is pretty limited, so it's pretty limited. So 1 Proxy Dragon. I like to play 2 Novas and 2 Infinities. The cool thing about I love Infinity. It's a pretty cool boss monster because he negates, he gains attack, and he can take. So he can negate activated effects. He could take a monster in face-up attack position, and he gains the attack, and it's during either player's turn. So pretty cool. And Nova, you can detach one from Nova and special summon a Cyber Dragon from the grave, which, since all of them are treated as Cyber Dragon, is pretty cool. Also, you can banish a Cyber Dragon, you can banish a Cyber Dragon face up on the field, and he doubles his attack, so he's at 42. So that's a pretty good thing to keep in mind. Plus, if he's destroyed by an opponent's card effect, if he's in your possession, he's destroyed, you pretty much get to special summon a monster from your extra deck, a machine fusion monster, a light machine fusion monster. So I'll explain into that later. Target I was talking about, you mainly want to go into Cyber and Dragon if they destroy your Nova for any crazy reason, which people have, I don't know why, but they just destroy Nova. Or sometimes I just leave Nova, knowing if they have like a Torrential, like Mirror Force or something, brings out Cyber End. Pretty crazy when he comes out on the board. Chimera Tech Mega Fleet. Now, I don't think this is necessarily the support Cyber Dragon is needed, but it is like pretty cool to have because he contact fuse with any monster in the extra link zone. Well, I mean in the extra deck zone. So in any of the 2 zones up here, if you have a Cyber Dragon, he basically contact fuse. He gains 1200, so he's basically at 24. So sometimes what I'll do is, this is pretty scummy to do, but it's sometimes pretty fun. A Cyber Dragon, for example, I'd instant fusion, make Thousand Eyes restrict, take one of their monsters back here in their normal monster zone, make Thousand Eyes restrict, and most of the times they will have a monster in the extra monster zone. So with Thousand Eyes restrict, I'll take one of the monsters in their normal zone, like in the back here. Take one of those, Thousand Eyes restrict, and then I'll like summon my Cyber Dragon, and then contact fuse with both of them since Thousand Eyes restrict is in the extra monster zone, and pretty much he'll be at 36. And it's like pretty much 2 monsters removed, and I get a monster with this. I paid 1,000, but it's pretty cool to do. And Chimera Tech Mega Fleet is pretty strong. Next, I like to play one Chimera Tech Over Dragon. I used to play Overload Fusion, and I sometimes play it back and forth. I'm iffy about the card because it's pretty easy to do. All you need is basically 1 Cyber Dragon and machine types, like 1 or more, and he could attack the number of times for machines you use. For materials you use, so if you use 3, he could attack 3 times and he'd be at 24, so it's pretty good. I just stopped playing Overload Fusion because I didn't want to banish all my Cyber Dragons, or all my things in the grave, get rid of all my resources, so just play it at 1 with Power Bond if it comes up. Next, Chimera Tech Fortress. This is a guy you contact fuse with. He's actually my favorite, so I'll give my opponent Jizukiru, normal summon a Cyber Dragon or special summon a Cyber Dragon, get a Cyber Dragon on the field, and contact fuse with this, and he'll basically be at 2,000. So that's pretty cool. He's pretty much Chimera Tech Mega Fleet's little brother, so that's I really like this. One of my favorites. One of the things I was also thinking about is playing BLS Envoy at the beginning, because I mean you do go into him pretty consistently, or you go into Mega Fleet pretty consistently. So since the BLS is at 2, these are dark, so Cyber Dragon is a light, so if you have them in hand and you have the possibility to make them, you know, why not try to make it? So these are dark. You just basically for BLS banish a light and a dark, so any Cyber Dragon, the Cyber Dragon you use to make this, and him to, once he gets sent to the grave, which most of the times he will, to make BLS. And basically that's just one thing I was thinking about. Let me know what you guys think about that, and I'm gonna try to test run it, so I'll let you guys know how that works out. Let me know if you think it'll work. So think about running BLS and Cyber Dragons, who knows. For the 1-ofs, I like to play 1 Chimera Tech Rampage for that Power Bond target, 1 Panzer, Instant Fusion, and Power Bond. If you make Chimera Tech Rampage, it's not game, but you will do a lot of damage, because with Power Bond he becomes 42, but you have to give up 2,100 life points at the end. You just need 2 Cyber Dragon monsters, so any 2 Cyber Dragons will do. He sends monsters from the deck to the graveyard, gains that number of attacks. So if you send 2, he'll have 3 attacks at 4,200. That's pretty hard to get over. So 1 Rampage, 1 Panzer, and 1,000 Eyes Restrict. I leave 1 extra zone in case you guys want to play Volcanosaurus or Pallades. I just leave that extra because I don't really find it very useful to go into either. If it was up to me, I'd put in Pallades, because you could make Pallades use a level 5. All you really need is lights, which is basically all the ones in your deck except the mic. So you make Pallades, give your opponent a Kaiju, bounce it back to your hand, and then Kaiju him again, which is pretty scummy, but it's a pretty cool combo to do. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If the camera angles changed, I apologize. I had camera difficulties. I forgot to thank you guys, which is always important. So overall, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, drop something in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the deck. Let me know if there's any cards you'd switch. Let me know if there's any deck videos or any profiles you'd like to see me like give a try at, you know. Let me know if there's any videos you'd like to do, any videos you'd like me to talk upon. Like for example, I'll be going to YCS San Diego next week, so you know, if I see any of you guys there, 23 subscribers, we're growing, which is pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy about that. So thank you guys for all of you guys who subscribe, and if you're not subscribed, join the movement, join the crew, join Tier 0 Sesma and all my buddies. So I'll be going to YCS San Diego if any of you guys want to play. I will be playing Cyber Dragons. I'll see if I can do any. I'll probably add a little bit more cards to make him a little bit more competitive. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how it performs. So overall, I just want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Sesma, and I am out.